Right, so game number 2, merry-go-round, Strelok, the Red's Terran player, spawning at the 6 o'clock position, and we have Hunter spawning at the 2 o'clock position. And yeah, I think this is a good map for Hunter. Given Strelok's very slow style compared to someone like Happy, slow in terms of transitions, in terms of taking the map. I mean, Strelok is a little bit of a slower player. He advances at a slower pace. I found watching his games and comparing them. So this should be quite nice for Hunter. It will give him more time to adjust against Strelok. And the map is going to be playing into his favor as well, I feel like. I mean, yeah, if you can siege up the entire choke point, then you're golden. If you can take control of the higher ground and use units on the low grounds to push, then you're golden. But I don't think Strelok is going to have such an easy time doing that. Hunter is going to oppose him every step of the way. Different opener from Strelok.
Game paused.
As he pauses. So, different opener from Strelok, but I think he's going to generally try to steer the game in the same direction that he did last time around. Excuse me 1 second.
Game resumed.
Excuse me guys, I'm just eating some of the Christmas sweets. My hands were wet after game 1, yeah. Happens sometimes. So what's the opener going to be for Strelok? Looks like he's going to go straight into factory by the looks of things. No! Reactor? So reactor first. It almost looks like a infantry build so far, as opposed to a mech build. Oh, nice! Blocking the expansion with the engineering bay, and this, of course, forced a reaction out of Hunter, who took a second gas, re-queued up the Zealot, or re-queued the Zealot up, and he's actually going with his proxy Stargates. This could actually work, you know, because we have only one barracks producing units. Good thing for Strelok is that he's building his expansion on the high ground. If he was building it on the low ground and saturating it there, then that would have been susceptible to Oracle flybys. But the fact that he's building it on the high ground, he'll only have one mineral line to protect, which he can easily do with one barracks cranking out Marines 2 by 2. All he needs are like 6 Marines to chase away the Oracle. Now he'll have to keep those Marines in the main mineral line, of course, but yeah, together with the Widow Mines, yeah, I think he should be fine. He's going to rescout the natural base, going to see the Zealot, nothing much else. And this should already tip him off, because usually at this time you see at least a Stalker, a Sentry, something that costs gas. But Hunter dumps all of his gas into this proxy Stargates tech. And he actually, for a moment there, he had a +1 air weapons queued up in the research tab, so she had to cancel to get the second Oracle up and running. So Strelok should be suspicious as of right now as to what is happening. He scans the main base, sees additional Sees an additional gateway going down. Now, there could be structures down here that Strelok would not have seen with that scan. And he's floating the command center down. Here come not one, but two oracles. Okay, this is not going to be enough for the Marines to deal with. And, wow, Hunter actually even skillfully evades those that Widow Mine. And he's getting tons of kills racked up. Wow, at the same time, we have a counterattack with the Marines. This Widow Mine has 5 kills to its name, so blow for blow being traded here. Hunter choosing to sacrifice those oracles in favor of getting more SCV kills. It's 19 to 8. This is going to hurt the Protoss player more than it's hurting the Terran, however. Oh, Strelok, you cheeky boy, you're trying to lure those innocent Marines into the firing range of that Widow Mine. Now, triggered by a probe, so it's gonna get defended with just 2 Stalkers if Hunter's micro is alright, which it should be. Yeah, he should not lose anything to this. And now, the game kind of resets, almost. But still, I think Hunter is better off due to having a higher number of workers. The Oracle is not going to be able to kill any more of those because of the Marine numbers in the main base, but yeah, this was a good opening for Hunter. And Strelok still going with this very weird 1-1-1 style, where he's actually essentially what he's doing is he's giving up ground control to the Protoss. Because I can't imagine an army of Marines and tanks in later stages of the game, let's say in the mid-game, being too effective versus a Protoss who knows what he's doing. Unless the infantry also has upgrades like, you know, stim combat shields or maybe +1 attack in the very least. And Strelok is getting none of that. Instead, he's just using Marines. Couple of sentries being warped in. Photon overcharge. Do we have the mothership core? Doesn't have enough energy, but good. Oh, the force fields never came. Actually, this was bad. This was very, very bad for Hunter. He's gonna have to use the Stalkers to defend versus this, but not when he's targeting down the plate. You don't want to kill the plate, you want to kill the Marines. And he ended up losing way more over here than he really should have. He's going to have to get back at Strelok with the help of another Oracle. This is a perfect timing to do an Oracle flyby once more. Because all the Marines have been expended. Strelok will have to rebuild his numbers, and there we have it again, the robotics bay going up. And in spite of everything, Hunter is still relatively fine. He would do well not to take additional damage, however. So there's another Widow Mine. Immediately, Hunter triggering it with one of those. Oh wow, look at this micro by Strelok. Constantly burrowing, re-burrowing. 11 kills! Are you kidding me? Really? And this Oracle in the meantime has gotten 9 kills to its name. 10 kills, 11, 12. Hello? This is just blow for blow on both sides, but this Widow Mine over here that's gotten 11 kills in one go, that had to hurt. Wow. Finally being taken out. And this is turning out to be kind of a scrappy game. Strelok finally finding out where that Stargate is. Going to put it out of order. Maybe! Or maybe not. Hunter deciding to try and save that Stargate. He doesn't have high ground vision though, so... Oh, he does, but can he really engage this? And he'd have to repower that Stargate anyways. So Strelok moving into the tank realm of his play style, but Hunter's still at an advantage. I mean, he did have economy advantage throughout the entire game. Now, the difference between this game and the first game is that I don't think it's going to be as easy for Hunter to engage against Strelok, because he's going to be moving up a ramp, which is never a good idea. So we'll have to be more careful this time around. Again, we have the Stargate transition. He's going to start building Phoenixes, move on into Tempest once he has the third base. The Strelok all the while is just staying back home, trying to build up his army. Phoenix went down. I don't know if it would have been better to send a hallucination. After all, hallucinations, they don't cost money. Again, Stargate under attack. This time it will go down for sure. This SCV is going to just scout.
Our SCVs are under attack.
Take the center map. Or maybe scout for the third base. Yeah, that's what it's going to do. And this is relatively bold by Hunter, because he's just strutting out on the map like this with no mothership core. He's running the risk of losing his Colossus. I don't know. Or maybe he knows that he's not risking anything at all, actually, because the infantry has no upgrades. There are no Vikings that could kill the Colossus, and he's got Stalkers. The mech army is too slow to catch up with him, so yeah, I think he knows what he's doing. Another drop in the main base, and this is gonna get a lot of probes. 34 kills total. Still, the Protoss player is not too far behind being maxed on probes, so... And now those medevacs will not be getting away, so this is the end of drops, at least in this game. And again, we have the Tempest transition, 2x2 being produced. The anti-air from Strelok is not very high. 8 Marines and 2 Vikings. Well, if you can count the Raven if you want, but I don't count it because it relies on energy, and the spells are so expensive in terms of energy. You have to wait a long time to get this PDD up, which costs 100. And after that PDD is expended, the Raven is pretty much a sitting duck that can be killed by Phoenixes at any point in time. Speaking of Phoenixes, nice bit of harassment being done here by Hunter as he is preparing his army for the final attack, adding on 3 additional gateways on full 3-base economy. +1 air weapons, wow. He's not even building infantry weapons, just relying on the Protoss air to do the dirty work. Hashtag dirty confirmed. And pretty much just having a good mix of Robo and Stargate units, foregoing the entire gateway line of tech entirely. Nice job by Hunter, spotting those on the map and cutting them off. 4th base going up. Looks like Strelok, in the meantime, has finished the 2nd starport, adding on. Actually, he's got 3 starports, and started adding on Vikings. So we may move into air versus air battle as we see 2 additional Stargates being added on by Hunter. Even cloaking field being researched for the Banshees. Things may not be looking so good for Hunter this time around, as Strelok is adjusting his play and countering what his opponent is doing. A lot of Vikings in the air. Now you could say, okay, Vikings, they fight in the air, they were useless on the ground. Well, if they would not be able to land, that would be true. But look at this. A lot of the tanks are being lifted to safeguard the Stokers and the Immortal on the ground. But Strelok, if you land those Vikings, actually, you'll have a better chance of wiping out this army. Does he need to do it, however? I don't think so. We only have 2 Tempests and a couple of Stokers remaining in the game, and that's just about it. Yeah, the natural is going to go down in like 2 volleys. There's the GG from Hunter.